and that is, this is the first time in a long while that we are going to do Ask Arn Anything. And buddy, I mean anything. Are you ready for what some of the questions that our fans, our listeners have come up with for you this week?
I hope so.
Well, you have no choice because you got to be ready, and because they've come up with some good ones, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And so here we go. And if you didn't put a question in, make sure you keep an eye out on our social media, and we'll make sure that we get your question as we continue to go. We're going to try to do more of these Ask Arns a little bit more often than we were in the past, and we want your questions for the walk through his career shows as we go month by month. We want more fan interaction as we continue to grow the show, so keep an eye out on those. We want to encourage fan and listener participation. And we're going to lead off the show with the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club. That's right, Miss Amy Vaughn. And as you might expect, Arn, Amy has several questions for you in this segment of the show that I'm now calling Amy Asks Arn Everything. So here we go. She says, what is the biggest thing you miss about performing in the ring?
Well, Amy, it's only befitting that you're first. We always appreciate all your dedication and friendship and following Brock's career now, much as you followed mine in the past, apparently. And we are very thankful for that. So you being the first on this episode, you being the first question, that's awesome. Okay, so what was the question again?
Buddy, let me tell you, she's got a list of them here, so this is going to be a pretty long segment. What is the biggest thing you miss about performing in the ring? Is there something that you think of first?
There are two occasions that I really miss wrestling. The wrestling end of it, and that's what I loved more than anything. More than promos, more than going on talk shows, more than being noticed, more than getting a great table at a restaurant, all those positives that go along with being on TV for 40 years. Two times, when I see something that is done very well, and guys go out and they tell a beautiful story, and whether it's a single match or a tag match, and everyone gets over, and most importantly, the match gets over. That's the first time. And when guys are struggling and something goes wrong in the ring, and I know that I could fix it if I was in there. I know what it would take to turn it around. That's the other time.
Makes a lot of sense, Arn, especially when you know it up here, and it's just, man, I just wish I could get in there and show them. Or do what I need to do.
If they would just do this. But obviously can't do it for them.
The next question she said, and I really like this question, who is the person or persons that you miss the most in the wrestling business?
That's relatively easy, I think. Bobby Eaton. We were so close. We were such friends for such a long time, and we were never not friends, but when you're working for a different company, for 19 years I was in the WWE bubble, and that was your existence. And I didn't get to see Bobby and visit with him nearly enough, and we went through such a long period of time becoming like brothers. Then I went through that period of not seeing them. We moved out of the neighborhood where they lived one street over. We moved here on the other edge of town, and it was not that far, really no excuse, but our schedules were just totally different. And he is one of the best human beings I've ever met. Probably as nice a human being as there ever has been, and he will be missed.
Without a doubt, Arn, thank you for sharing that. And you're right. We get so busy in our day-to-day lives, and then you get that wake-up call, or that person that, has always been special to you does move on. and you're like, man, I just wish I would have had more time, you know, or not been so busy, or not been so caught up with my life, my rat race life. So, no, thank you for sharing